Okay, welcome to another episode of Destination Scratch, and this one is the last one before lockdown. Lockdown was announced last night, so from Thursday it is all lockdown. I'm going up to Torquay tomorrow and Tuesday to do some filming to try and cram as much in as we can prior to lockdown. But this episode of Destination Scratch is all about moving the weight. I'm not talking about my weight, I'm talking about weight in the driver. So I have a Mavrik Sub Zero, and currently the heavy weight is at the front, the lightweight is at the back. Now, a few of you have said in the comments, move the weight to the back, Lee, it's more forgiving, try it in the back. So today I'm going to try putting the weight in the back. Now, for someone who is as inconsistent as a driver as I am, will moving that weight around make any difference whatsoever? I don't know, I've never tried it. When I fitted myself, I put the weight at the front because I set this up to hit bombs. I just wanted to hit it as far as possible. Forgiveness and direction was the second thing I looked at. I wanted distance. How far can I hit it? And that's why I put this into low spin bullet mode. But playing golf, that doesn't work for me. So I need to set this driver up a little bit better. So I'm going to test today whether putting the weight at the back aids forgiveness, helps me hit more fairways, and does it make any difference to spin, ball speed, and carry distance? I don't know. I'm about to test it, and the only thing I can do to test it is to get in the simulator and hit some balls. So I'm going to hit 5 balls with the weight at the front, 5 balls with the weight at the back, and look at the difference. Now, I know what you're going to say, that's not enough balls to be able to test the theory or to be able to rein it in. I know it does need more practice from me, it's going to need more testing from me, but I'm just doing this for this series to show you what I'm working on and the things I'm looking at trying to change in order to be able to hit better drives. Mavrik Sub Zero, simulator, one very, very poor 9 handicap at the moment. Can I get this driver going? Let's go and have a look. Right then, so for this one, the heavy weight is at the front, the lightweight is at the back, so that puts it into low spin mode. So I'm going to hit 5 shots. I know it's not a comprehensive test, but I just want to see if there's a drastic difference within 5 shots. I'm going to hit 5 shots with it in the front, 5 shots with it in the back, and see what the difference is, if any. A little bit low on the face. That was a good hit. That was a better hit. Right. They keep going out to the right, literally. So I'm going to change the weights around and see what difference there is. Okay, so now the heavy weight's at the back, and it's something a few of you have said to do to maybe sort the forgiveness out of the driver. So weight at the back, heavy weight at the back, lightweight at the front, and let's see if we can beat that. I mean, to be honest, I'm happy with the dispersion. I just needed to straighten it up a little bit. Right, let's have a go then. Driver, oh, it feels so different with the weight at the back. So different. Complete double cross. That's what that was. That's more of what I would be expecting it to do. Right, 2 more with the weight at the front. Numbers look very similar, very, very similar. Right, 1 more then. See what difference it's made, if any. Right, it's 5 with each. Let's have a look at the numbers and see what sort of difference there was, if any. Right then, okay, unfortunately I forgot to select a second club to compare it to, so we've got to kind of go with these numbers. So the first 5 that aren't highlighted are with the weight at the front, the second 5 are with the weight at the back. Now obviously there was that 230 in here, which is that one, which is a bit of a bad strike. But if we look at the spin, we've got 2-1, 2-3, 2-8, 2-2, 2-3. So very good spin numbers. We look at the good shots and we're talking 154, 156, 156 ball speeds, and that correlates to 265, 267, 266. So that's what I'm kind of looking at when it comes to the spin with the weight at the front and the distance. Now if we look at the bottom ones, then we can see the spin has raised slightly, so 2.5. That 2-3 was a bit of a bad strike. Those 2 here were pretty bad. But then if we look at 2-5, 2-7, 2-5, then the spin has raised up a little bit from what would have been 2-1, 2-2, 2-3. So we're talking 300 to 400 revs. That has correlated to about sort of like 10-ish, 5 to 10-ish yard drop. But in essence, was there a great deal of forgiveness? Now that's something I'm going to have to test a lot longer than 5 shots each. But it does just show that the weight at the front and the weight at the back does make a bit of a difference when it comes to spin. It does make a difference when it comes to ball speed, because it was averaging 154 on the good shots, whereas that was 156, 156. So little bit better ball speed, but we're talking marginal numbers. You know, it's all down to strike, and I'm not good enough to be hitting it out the middle every single time. So looking at those numbers, for me, there's not a great deal of difference when it comes to the weight. It's all down to my swing. If I can get my swing a little bit more consistent, then I can probably look at where the weight is a little bit more and dial in those numbers to be a little bit more sort of looking at what sort of distance and spin we can get, and whether that weight at the back and that extra spin does make it more forgiving. Now arguably I hit more fairways with the weight in the back, so it is something that I need to test a little bit more, maybe not necessarily in the simulator, possibly out on the course as well, which is something I want to do, but obviously we're just about to go into lockdown, so I'm not going to be able to do that. I do want to get out on the course and test these things that I'm testing in here. It's all well and good being able to be a simulator range pro, but it's how you play when you're out on the course. And when I'm out on the course, my mindset is completely different because there's consequence to the shot. I aim out on the right in the simulator to bring it in for a draw. When I'm out on the course, I bail out, I aim left, and I try and fade it. So I need to have the same swing in here as I am out on the course, and that's just going to take practice out on the course and having the confidence to aim right and let the ball come in. Looking at that, if I'm aiming right at the minute, it's going straight right, or I'm doing a slice. So I do need to work on those kind of things, which is something that I'm going to do over the next 4 weeks. I'm going to spend a lot of time in here in the simulator, and I'm going to practice the driver because it's the one thing that's letting me down. So in conclusion, does moving the weight around affect anything? Well, yeah, it affects the spin and it will ultimately affect the distance, but it will also affect the forgiveness of the club, because the more spin you get, it's a little bit more forgiving. These low spinning bullets, if you don't get them right, they can go everywhere. So you need to be able to have that forgiveness. So it's something I'm going to have to play with in the next 4 weeks, which is the perfect time to have to try and dial in that driver a little bit, so when I'm on these course vlogs, I can hit the shots I want to hit. Well, that has been Destination Scratch, moving the weight around to see if it made any difference. I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. I am trying different things, and it's some things that you may want to try as well in order to aid your handicap coming lower. You know, there's no harm in tinkering as long as it's tinkering in practice, not tinkering out on the course. You want to tinker your settings and things like that in practice rather than trying to do it out on the course. But that's been another episode of Destination Scratch. Please drop a subscribe if you're enjoying this series. Please give this video a like, and also comment down below. Do you have a Sub Zero? Have you got the weight at the front or the back? You know, and have you seen a big difference in it? Otherwise, that's it for me, and I'll see you all on the next episode of Destination Scratch.